mentioned, I have had this gentleman in my band and orchestra program for the last 7 years. And as a teacher, to have a student that long is pretty, what's a good word? Inspiring to see somebody come into your program not really understanding anything about music or even about themselves, and to watch them grow over that many years, and to see them really turn into such a truly amazing and well-rounded human being. It's why I became a teacher. And so as I introduce this person, I'm keeping back the tears. When he asked me to speak, I thought, what do I say about this gentleman? I've had a lot of great students, but in year number 17 of teaching, I look back and I think this is a truly one-of-a-kind human being. He has high academic marks, but that's not why I'm here as the music teacher. I obviously have a different view of him. Mason has been the top percussionist in my program now for 5 years. What happens when you have an 8th grader and he's the top of your high school program? Well, it pushes you to be a better teacher. So over the last few years, I've looked, how can I teach this person more? How can I raise my own personal bar? And in the hopes of bringing up the program around him. And so together we have raised the program. He's gone through the ranks and taken on every solo and every method book he can. I have a black belt system, or a belt system where beginners, I start them at the white belt and the yellow belt, and it's my way of making sure I don't just teach them, but we help to set goals and to reach those goals, not just to get a grade, but to make sure that we can keep growing at every level. And so my goal was, okay, I'm going to make a black belt so that way my juniors and seniors have something to strive for. And I believe this man, got that when he was it 8th grade or 9th grade? It was 8th grade, yeah. So as I said, he has challenged me to be a better teacher. Currently, he's actually rewriting our belt system, so that way he's seeing the bigger picture now as he's a senior and about ready to go on to college, and he's helping the next generation of percussionists so that they can hopefully reach the same level of musicianship and skill as he has. He can play a vibraphone solo as fiery as Lionel Hampton. He can play a drum set solo as groovy as Gene Krupa. And in the last few years, he started to write symphonic works. I mean, full symphonic works, 7-8 minutes with strings and brass. It's amazing. As breathtaking as John Williams or Hans Zimmer. And he's got something in store for us, I think, this year. Hopefully, we have a performance that can showcase that. Because we are still playing music. What does the performance look like? Well, we're hoping that we can have something here later this spring. He's been first chair in the All-State Jazz Band, so he's definitely one of the top musicians, if not the top percussionist in the state. He is my assistant director, my drum major. I give him the baton, and as a director, know that he can rehearse the ensemble as well as I could, if not better sometimes. He plays the upright bass in our top orchestra, so I have him in the first 3 periods of the day. He starts his day with me at 7 a.m. playing the drum set, then he moves over to the string bass, and then he goes back into the percussion section to lead them in our wind ensemble. Last but not least, he conducted our pit orchestra for the production of Fiddler on the Roof, and this was entirely his doing. He took the score and hired the musicians and rehearsed them from start to finish, and I had very little to do with it other than sitting in the audience, again, holding back the tears as I'm proud of this man. So he's truly one of a kind. I can't say enough about him, although I said plenty. And I'd like you to give a big hand to Mr. Mason Whaler.